Country Midwife is the story of my husband's grandmother, Elizabeth Harvey Ward Noon. Chronicles the challenges and achievements of this remarkable woman who attended the births of over 1,000 babies in South Grey County from 1924 to 1954.
A couple of pieces about place. What kind of thing, what kind of object is a place? What kind of object is a landscape? Is unfinished sky mud drift, glacial karst meltwater, writing some words in landscape shale creatures, muskrats, snapping turtle, catbird, cattail. Is trapline fishing camp axes.
Prior to this publication, Charlotte wrote 9 superb biographies, each one garnering her many accolades. With this 10th book, she has continued her extraordinary talent of bringing our past to vivid life.
And this is what my book, The Promise of Canada, is all about. What holds this country together? What makes it different from other countries? What does it mean to be a Canadian?
A, B, C, I can read. 1, 2, 3, we're up to speed. Yippee! The bus comes to a sudden stop, and Duckling takes a scary flip-flop. A, B, C, I can read. 1, 2, 3, we're up to speed. Yippee!
And he says in his memoirs, to the right of me were men from the Maritimes. To the left of me were men from out west. Canada was taking the ridge. Not king and empire or some British general. Canada was taking the ridge. And the night after his attack on the 9th, he writes, and I love this phrase, he writes, I felt my first full sense of nationhood.
My novel is Yiddish for Pirates, and it's about, it features an Eastern European young boy who comes from Lithuania, Jewish boy, and he ends up in Spain, but he ends up going through a number of things, which I'll explain in a minute. So I'll start reading the beginning, and then we can talk more about it. Hello, how are ya? Fa. You think those were the only words I know? Boy, chick, you don't know from knowing. You ain't seen knowing. I may be meshuggah crazy, but I know from words. You think I'm a fool schmagegi? I'm all words.
In this year of Canada's 150th birthday, the Advance newspaper marks its 136th year in the publishing industry. The initial owner-editor was A.R. Fawcett, who produced the first issue on June 1, 1881, at 26 Sydenham Street in Flusherton. A single copy cost 5 cents.
It was in honor of my Uncle Harold that I entered the contest to name the Canada 150 anthology. Uncle Harold, who grew up in the former Artemisha Township on Turner's Hill, was always going to write his memoirs. However, he didn't get further than what he would have named the book, and he passed away a number of years ago. His concept for a title was Grey with a Silver Lining. The Canada 150 Legacy Project for Grey Highlands has helped fulfill Uncle Harold's dream. I think he would be very happy to know that his idea will pass down through the generations in this time capsule of inspiring local influences.
Life was often rugged in the Neal home, and the 4 brothers are each a product of their strong-willed parents. As is the case with many boys in a rural family, there were many exchanges between the sons.
mother had gone to a one-room schoolhouse, and I'd heard a number of stories about that. There were schoolhouses dotted throughout Croton Township, obviously, so they were buildings that I saw, and they weren't schools anymore in my day, so I guess it was just the idea that, to be able to think about the lives of the people that had gone there, the teachers that had taught there. It was a spark, it was a catalyst for an imaginative exploration. I was out searching, calling your name downwind, but there was no answer, only the echo of too much time, too much waiting. I was out digging barehanded for your bones, parting dry grass to find your footprints, came home, scraped dust and dead seeds from my fingernails.
I grew up with great pride in my grandmother's achievements, and I continue to honor her remarkable legacy. Anne of Green Gables has been in print continuously for 110 years. It's been translated into over 34 languages around the world. It's been adapted for musical and dramatic theater productions, television movies and series, feature films, and audio theater. The world continues to be fascinated with Anne and L.M. Montgomery.
There used to be 17,000 different varieties of apples in North America in the heyday of apples back in the 1800s. There was only several hundred varieties of apples grown commercially down from that 17,000. Unlike the Shaftesbury farmhouse, which has ceded to its present-day museum persona, with that narrative effectively draped on top of whatever scrap of reality still exists from Frost's tenure, the writing cabin in Ripton and its surrounds are wholly unchanged, so that it feels very much as though the writer has just stepped out for a walk in the woods and will be back shortly. Thanks.
What I would do is take you back to when I first had the idea for the gown. We were going over ideas and all of them had been rejected. That's when Kevin interjected and she said, okay, we're going about this the wrong way. Let's just go through what happened. What happened in Britain in the post-war period? And she knew this would just strike a light with me because that's when history nerd, the wannabe history professor who never got to teach because I could never get a job, that's when it comes out. So I had the two of them there and I, set loose. There was the Suez Crisis. There was the Festival of Britain, fascinating showcase of architecture and design in the post-war period, and their eyes just kept glazing over. And then I'm thinking, okay, what? They're both Americans too. Oh, what would Americans find interesting in the post-war period? And then, of course, it hit me. Here's the anvil falling out of the sky. There was a royal wedding in the fall of 1947.
So my dad's story is a wonderful excuse to have all those voices pour out of the shelves in my office and become a book, Rush to Danger.